When people think of Disney Cruise Line, they immediately imagine magical voyages where childhood dreams and, let's be honest, adult dreams to come to life. But with Disney Wish the newest and most highly anticipated ship in the fleet, the big question is, does it truly live up to the hype? Or is it just a dazzling display of style over substance? I recently had the chance to experience Disney Wish firsthand, and to be completely honest, it was a mix of unforgettable moments and a few things that made me stop and think. From stunning interior designs and spectacular shows to some aspects that might leave you a little underwhelmed, I'm here to tell you the whole story, no sugarcoating, no filters. So, does Disney Wish truly deliver a magical experience, or is it just a beautiful illusion that fades too quickly? Let's dive in. The moment I stepped on board Disney Wish, I was immediately struck by a sense of awe. From the intricate decor to that signature Disney Cruise Line scent, it all felt like a grand welcome, as if the ship itself was whispering, "Welcome to a whole new world." But once that initial wow factor settled, I started looking closer. The grand atriums, the breathtaking fairy tale-inspired artwork, everything was stunning. But one thought kept creeping into my mind: is this just surface-level beauty, or is there real substance behind all this glamour? To find out, I decided to start with one of the most important areas on any cruise ship. But before we dive into that, let's take a quick trip back in time to explore a little history behind Disney Cruise Line. Since the 1990s, when Disney first ventured into the cruise industry, they didn't just build ships, they created magical experiences at sea. Disney Cruise Line was founded with a mission to blend the luxury of cruising with the enchantment of Disney storytelling. After the success of their first ships, Disney Magic 1998 and Disney Wonder 1999, Disney continued to expand its fleet with Disney Dream 2011 and Disney Fantasy 2012. But it wasn't until 2022 that they launched their most groundbreaking ship to date, Disney Wish. Disney Wish isn't just another cruise ship, it was designed to be a floating masterpiece, combining cutting-edge technology with the signature Disney magic. In 2016, Disney Cruise Line announced plans to expand its fleet with 3 next-generation ships under the Triton class, designed to be larger and more advanced than their predecessors. Disney Wish was the first of this new class, crafted to embody the spirit of Disney, from its sleek design to the immersive experiences on board. After years in development, the ship was built at Meyer Werft in Germany and officially launched in 2021. With an estimated cost of over $900 million, Disney Wish became the largest Disney cruise ship at the time, and also the first to be powered by liquefied natural gas, or LNG, marking a major step toward greener, more sustainable cruising. Disney Wish was officially inaugurated on June 29, 2022, with none other than Minnie Mouse herself presiding over the naming ceremony. Shortly after, on July 14, 2022, the ship embarked on its maiden voyage from Port Canaveral, Florida, setting sail for the Caribbean. Even though Disney Wish is a brand new ship, Disney Cruise Line has continued refining the experience. In 2023, the company introduced various upgrades, enhancing onboard amenities, improving the reservation system, and optimizing the overall guest experience based on real passenger feedback. A seamless blend of tradition and innovation, Disney Wish marks the beginning of a new chapter for Disney Cruise Line, bringing the magic of Disney even further across the seas. I know that when people think about Disney cruises, the first thing that usually comes to mind is a family vacation full of children running around everywhere. But honestly, even if you are not traveling with children, you will probably fall in love with the Disney Wish. Children on this ship have their own amazing world to explore, and believe me, you will hardly see them. It is surprisingly calm, much more so than on many other cruise lines. In fact, Disney does a fantastic job of creating quiet and adult-only spaces, such as private pools, stylish bars, and even a peaceful section of Castaway Cay that is just for adults to relax. And the food, I would say it is pretty good. From the buffet to the full-service restaurants, everything was well prepared and of great quality. But what I personally loved the most were the live performances. They were not just entertainment, they were real art, beautifully produced, filled with emotion, and truly captivating to watch. Now, about the crew, they are the heart of this ship. Always smiling, always thoughtful, and always there exactly when you need them. I truly felt welcomed and comfortable throughout the entire trip. Of course, not everything was perfect. The online check-in process was quite complicated and time-consuming. I was also disappointed that I could not get a reservation at the specialty restaurants. The elevators were honestly frustrating to use. And at the end of the trip, the disembarkation process was slow, with no facial recognition system in place. It was not the smooth ending I had hoped for after such a magical cruise. But what I was most disappointed by was how short the cruise was. 3 nights is simply not enough. The itinerary felt rushed, and after spending a full day at the ports, I was completely exhausted. I slept through the night and still did not feel fully recovered the next morning. I ended up spending most of that day in my room. There were still so many things I did not get to experience on the ship: a bar I wanted to visit, a show I missed, or even just sitting outside in peace to watch the sunset over the ocean. If there's one thing I truly wish Disney would change, it would be the length of the cruise. A 7-night journey instead of 3 would make all the difference. It would give guests the time to enjoy everything Disney Wish has to offer without feeling like they are rushing from one thing to the next. If I had to rate it, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10 for amenities and service quality. But what do you think? Please let me know your thoughts. I have stayed in many different cabins on cruise ships, but the first time I walked into the ocean view stateroom with veranda on the Disney Wish, I had to stop for a few seconds. Not because it was overly luxurious or flashy, but because it was surprisingly well designed. The first feeling was not amazement, but a sense of thoughtful planning. Every detail was tidy, organized, and optimized down to the last centimeter. The main bed was very comfortable, and there were 3 extra sleeping options, including a pull-out sofa and a bunk bed that comes down from the ceiling. This setup easily fits a family of 4 without feeling cramped. One big plus is that the toilet and shower are in separate rooms. It might seem like a small thing, but when you are traveling with family, it makes a big difference. The toilet room even has a night light, a small touch, but a very thoughtful one. The bathroom has a deep bathtub, a shower with strong water pressure, and a full set of official H2O products from Disney. The glass door in the bathroom is a bit heavy and there is a step to get in, so if you are traveling with small children, keep an eye on that. But overall, the space feels clean, modern, and very pleasant. I used to worrying about not having enough outlets on cruise ships, but this room has up to 19 charging points, including United States and European sockets, as well as USB and USB-C ports. You do not need to bring a power adapter or worrying about finding a spot to charge your phone, camera, power bank, or laptop. Even the bunk bed has its own USB outlet and a personal reading light, something many hotels on land still do not offer. Of course, not everything is perfect. The television cannot swivel, so people on the sofa bed or bunk bed do not have a good viewing angle. The refrigerator is built into a pull-out drawer, which is convenient, but quite small if you plan to store your own food. The sofa bed is a bit firm, and if an adult plans to sleep on it for several nights, it might not be as comfortable as a regular bed. One thing I truly missed was the magic porthole feature that Disney used to include on older ships, a small detail, but it brought the windowless cabins to life in a fun way. I spent a lot of time out on the veranda, just watching the ocean. The 2 chairs and the small table were nothing fancy, but that private space made a big difference in my vacation. I believe every cabin should have a balcony like that, especially if you truly want to escape from the land. This cabin is not flashy, but it is right in layout, right in function, and right in the feeling it gives you. If you are looking for an efficient and well-thought-out option, this is a very strong choice. And if I had to give it a score, I would say 9 out of 10, not because it is perfect, but because it does exactly what it is supposed to do, and does it very well. Aquamouse, the wonderful world of Mickey, had me curious even before I boarded the ship. It's got all the elements that get both kids and adults hyped up. It's playful, it's a little bit of a thrill ride, and most of all, it's full of that classic Disney charm. But the real question is Aquamouse actually as fun as Disney says it is? Or is it just another ride that's been overhyped? Well, let me walk you through it and tell you exactly what it's like. After the adrenaline rush from Aquamouse, you might need a little time to relax and recharge. And who knows, maybe a quick trip through the stars is just what you need. I'm talking about Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge, easily one of the coolest themed bars on the Disney Wish. The moment those doors slide open, you're instantly transported into a hyper-realistic space setting, like you've just boarded a Star Cruiser. The attention to detail is insane, from massive virtual windows showcasing stunning views of iconic Star Wars planets like Tatooine, Batuu, and even Mustafar with its glowing rivers of lava. The music, the lighting, and especially the themed drinks all come together to make it feel like you've walked straight into a scene from the movies. And even if you're not a die-hard Star Wars fan, the mix of visual effects and the lounge's immersive vibe is bound to impress. But now the real question, does Hyperspace Lounge actually live up to all the Disney hype? Let's take a closer look. After stepping out of the otherworldly Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge, you might find yourself wondering, what's the next chapter in your Disney Wish journey? Trust me, the answer is something you simply can't miss: the spectacular Broadway-style shows on board. I'm talking about the Walt Disney Theater and the Luna Lounge, the entertainment heart of the Disney Wish. Every night, these venues host grand performances like The Little Mermaid and Disney Sea's The Adventure. From the dazzling sets to the top-tier production quality, everything is done so well, you'll actually forget you're still on a cruise ship. It's hard to put into words the feeling when the lights dim, the stage begins to glow, and that familiar Disney music fills the room. Then the curtains rise and Broadway-level performers bring to life the stories you grew up loving. Whether you're a longtime fan of Ariel, or you're just looking for a magical evening filled with music and emotion, this is where you'll find real joy. Overall, I have to say that almost everything about this trip was truly wonderful. From the food to the entertainment, the crew, and even the design of the ship itself, everything felt magical. But there is one big issue: the price. For such a short cruise, the cost was extremely high. And that is why, when it comes to overall value, I have to be honest, I would only give it 7 out of 10. The short 3-night itinerary also made it difficult for me to fully enjoy everything that the ship had to offer. There simply was not enough time to experience all the amazing amenities and little moments that make a Disney cruise so special. If you are thinking about taking a cruise like this, here is my advice. There are other cruise lines that offer 7-night journeys with incredible ships and excellent service. A longer itinerary gives you more time to settle in, explore, and truly enjoy every aspect of the experience without feeling rushed. So before you book, take a moment to compare. Think about the kind of trip you want. If you are going to spend that much money, you deserve to get the most out of it. And now, I would really love to hear from you. Have you been on the Disney Wish, or are you planning to go? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I always enjoy reading your stories and experiences.